Very warm welcome, my dear students. And today, as you can see on your screen, we are learning the text first slide. That is the textbook in English for class 9, from which we will begin with chapter number 11, that is in fact unit number 11. And the only text there it is in the form of prose, but in fact it is a play, a drama. Have you gone through it, dear students? Have you tried to read it?
No,
Have
sir.
you got to know the
No, sir.
characters and all in
No,
briefly?
sir.
Some part? Nothing? Fine. Anyway, then firstly I'll introduce you to the text. What is it about? With the introduction, then we'll discuss the summary, then we'll watch some videos, and then begin with, before you read and these activities. But first of all, I would like to know your views about the title, the proposal. What do you understand? Did you read the previous poem? Just after the text that we are done with. Which is the one? Can you say? Which is the text that we are just done with? The
Minute Banaras.
yes, the Samun at Banaras. After that, there is a poem that has been deleted. Could you please read it? It's an interesting poem. It will help you understand many things from that. Okay. And in continuation with that only, that is for Anne Gregory. That is the title of the poem. You please read it. If the time permits, we'll also discuss those lessons, those who have been deleted by the CBSE from curriculum. Let's see. It depends on the time that we have available. Anyway, so the proposal, what do you understand from this? The proposal. What
Sir, a
do,
suggestion of plan.
what is the meaning of this?
Suggestion of any plan or any.
What is the verb form of this proposal? Proposal. Hmm?
Propose.
Very good. Verb form is propose. Do you want to know what Google says about it, the proposal, and what images does it show? Do you want to see? Yes? Let's try to know what proposal says when we search in Google. Can you see, dear student?
Yes, sir.
First meaning it says as a plan or suggestion, especially a formal or written one, put forward for consideration by others. Means when one puts one suggestion before somebody or a plan, either he or she accepts, it doesn't matter. But we put forward for consideration, and it is put by some other person before another. Can you see here? What does Wikipedia say about it?
Yes, sir.
Can you read, dear Anil?
So, proposal, a plan or suggestion, especially a form or written one, put forward for consideration by others.
No, Wikipedia about business. In the business, what is proposal? To the right hand side here you can see highlighted.
A term of business proposal is a written offer from a seller to a prospective sponsor. Business proposals are often a key step in the complex sales process. That is, whenever a buyer considers more than price in a purchase.
Good. Then what do the images say in general?
So, means those are the business proposals.
Yes, the images. They are the business proposals here. But some are, in our community, we find a boy or a girl proposing others, putting before, the proposal of marriage and all. Right? You can see some images here. Accordingly, here in the context of the text, what do you think this proposal, might be? Just what do you guess? What your logic say?
A plan given to someone.
Hmm? See the activity number one, then you will get. The word proposal has several meanings. Can you guess what sort of proposal the play is about? That is the question. That's what I had asked you. The first meaning is a suggestion, plan, or scheme for doing something. Second is an offer for a possible plan or action. And the third, the act of asking someone hand in marriage. What do you think here the text is about? Can you guess? Have you read it?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
Then
sir.
you may not be able to guess. Anyway, I was about to share the link with you yesterday only, but did not share because it was Dashera and I did not want to trouble you more. Because staying for half an hour, I took more than or almost an hour yesterday. But here, this story, a Russian wedding. Like you remember, Wanda, the text that we have studied about. What was the name of text? That story was about Wanda?
100 dresses.
Yes, the 100 dresses part 1 and the 100 dresses part 2. And there was a detail provided just below the title in the, before you read. What was provided there? The Polish community. You remember?
Yes, sir.
Right? And the text was all about that only, a Polish girl, Wanda. So here is the title and some information provided, a Russian girl wedding. So what do you think the text is about? Now you tell me, 1, 2, 3, what is it about?
The third one, the act
Third
of
option.
asking someone's hand in marriage.
Absolutely, very good. So here, as we noticed in the images, that it was an act of asking someone's hand in marriage. Okay, so that is the proposal here. How a man propose, how he or she see only if man is proposing, there is the accepts or not that we are going to learn. Before that, here is an extract given from a Russian wedding. Who wants to read? Gauri Pargaonkar, would you like to read this extract given about Russian wedding? Some information provided here. Okay, anybody else? Ayusha? Aditi?
Sir, can I?
Yes, Jipne, over to you. A Russian wedding. Do you know anything about a Russian marriage ceremony? Read the article about a Russian wedding. Yes, dear Gauri Pargaonkar, over to you. Japneet is reading, but we are not getting her at all. Over to you, dear Gauri. Sorry, dear Japneet. Why are you
Yes,
taking
sir,
my-
I'm reading.
Okay, good. I think my wife.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are dear. You are well audible. Please
A
proceed.
Russian wedding. Do you know anything about a Russian marriage ceremony? Read this article out about a Russian wedding. Preparations for a Russian wedding. A Russian wedding is very simple. The planning only includes arranging for rings, bride's dress, cars, and a reception. Earlier, the bride's family paid for the reception, but nowadays, brides and groom's families usually share expenses. A Russian wedding lasts for 2 days. Some weddings last as long as a week, and the occasion becomes something to remember for years. The necessary part of the wedding ceremony is a wedding procession of several parts. The best friends of the groom and bride meet before the wedding a few times, make posters, write speeches, and organize contests. When the groom arrives to fetch the bride for registration, he has to fight to get her. Russians usually live in apartments in tall buildings, and the groom has to climb several stairs to reach his bride. But at each landing, he must answer a question to be allowed to go up. The bride's friends ask difficult questions, and the groom must answer with the help of his friends. For example, he may be shown a few photos of baby girls, and he must say which one his bride is. If he guesses wrong, he must pay cash to move ahead. After the marriage registration, the newly married couple leaves the guest for a tour of the city sights. After 2 or 3 hours, at the same tour, the couple arrives at the reception. The couple sits at a specially arranged table with their family, friends, and invited guests. The reception starts with toast to the couple. A wedding toast is a custom where a close friend or relative of the groom or the bride says a few words to wish the couple. Then everyone raises their glass of wine and drinks it up at the same moment. The groom is then asked to kiss the bride. After a few toasts, people start eating and drinking and generally have fun. After some time, the bride gets stolen, she disappears, and when the groom starts looking for her, he has to pay a fee. Usually, it is friends who steal the bride. Then there are the bride's friends. They steal the bride's shoe. The groom must pay money for the shoe. The guests enjoy watching these tussles and continue partying.
Very good. Thank you so much, dear Gauri Bhargavkar. I think there is great similarity between the marriage, there in Russia and there in India, right? Do you agree? There are many things that are similar, right, dear students? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
I think you don't need any explanation, about the information provided here about the Russian wedding, right? You have listened to her very carefully and must have understood because it is the interesting topic and it's all about the things happening around us. Many marriages you must have seen, especially the celebrities from India. They go to either Hong Kong or Dubai or Russia or some such other places, foreign countries preferably, and then they get married. And there are many, whose bride or groom is from other countries. Can you please give some examples like this? Okay, before that, here is another activity. Meanwhile, you may think about it and search. Second activity is, do you think, Indian and Russian weddings have any customs in common? With the help of a partner, fill in the table below. Can we complete with this, dear students? Then we'll proceed with the another part. Is it okay, everyone? Now you please tell me
Yes, sir.
wedding ceremonies in Russia and India, how they are similar that you are going to put here, and how they are different in the second column. Customs similar to Indian one and customs different from Indian one. Can anyone? Yes. The first one. What are the similarities? You refer to the time scrolling up so that you can, and then you may fill in your textbook. Let's get back to the first para only with the title itself, Russian wedding. Anyone ready? Found any similarity or differences?
Sir,
Yes.
in the Russian weddings there is a procession of cars, but in Indian weddings there is a procession of people which move together.
Very good. Right. And the similarity is cultural values and relationships. They are similar in both the weddings. And the differences we have seen as here shared with us. Then both Indian and Russian people give a lot of value to the marriage traditions and customs, right? In some of the countries, there is no value given. The simply people go get married, done. But here in India also and in Russia, there is a great importance to this marriage ceremony, right? The wedding. Then any more? Even in India, the marriage may last, and may take 2 days to 7 days, right? And there also in Russia, it happens that it may be ended in 2 days or may last or take 7 days. Getting it, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Good. Then any more things? Gauri, do you find something more?
Sir, that posters,
Hmm.
they are usually the posters are put behind the stage in
Good.
Indian weddings also and in Russian also.
Very good. We also love our families, and they also Russian people love their families very much and give more importance. Rather, in other countries, families are not given more importance. A person marries woman, they live together for a year, not more than that, sometimes, or sometimes longer, and there is, divorce, very common. So simple. Even in some communities and some religions, if I say talak, 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 done, divorce. There is no formality to be followed. But in India, it has been stopped, and that kind of talak, talak, talak saying prayers and divorce has been stopped. Otherwise, women suffered a lot, from that, because if a husband says thrice, at what time he may say, don't know, and those husbands had already not only one wife but many wives that they had. So to one they could easily say talak, 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 and done, right? But it has been banned a year ago or two has passed in India. So that is good thing that Indian people as well as these Russians they give much importance to the marriages and the bonding of love with their families. That is also very important. Engagement in India is also the same. That is there in Russia. Like the ring exchange takes place at both the weddings, right? In India also and in Russia also. Then celebrations are also similar, dancing, singing, those kinds of enjoyments. Then after marriage, the party is called like reception we say is also in India and there it is also in Russia. So this way you will find many similarities but less differences between the marriages taking place in India and in Russia. Right, dear students? Are you getting it well, everyone? You may read it and try to find out. Can it be done by you, dear students, yourself? The passage, the article
Yes, sir.
is provided
We
there.
can do it.
And by referring to it, you can also find, the format of writing an article, the way, the introduction, then the explanation, then the conclusion and all. Fine. So I had asked you one question about, those people, those who got married, or their spouse are foreigner. Can you name? Sania Mirza. Where is her spouse from? Don't know? Sania Mirza, you know, dear students? Hello, am I audible, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, he is from Pakistan. Then one more heroine, the famous one, who was Mary Kom, who had played role in that. What is her name?
Priyanka Chopra.
Priyanka Chopra. She also married a person from other countries, right? And there you will find many, especially celebrities nowadays, have married once or twice. It has happened. If you see, but some are there, those who have not got married yet at the age of 50, 55 also. By the way, that is not our point to be discussed. But there are also some people, those who have married. It is very simple and common that bride and bridegroom. Hey, who is bride and who is bridegroom? Tell me, male is bride or female is bride? And who is bridegroom?
Female is bride and bridegroom is male.
Good. So as far as age is concerned, what is the age to be married in India for bride and bridegroom?
For bride, it is 18
Bride
above, and
18,
for groom, it is 21 above.
21 above.
Very good. If you remember in class 9, there was a lesson, Santosh Yadav, if you remember Santosh Yadav, a mountaineer, only lady who climbed up the Mount Everest twice. At what age was she forced to get married? Did she? "16", right? But she didn't marry, rather she went away from her family to Delhi and then she started her education and wrote a note, a letter to her parents. You know that also you know. So 18 is for girls and 21 for boys, right? That is the age one needs to complete in order to get married. But today, even in villages, it is not followed nowadays also. Even in the lesson, the last one from our supplementary reader, Footprints Without Feet, Holy. She was also forced to marry, but she did not marry. About marriage, there are many references. Even my childhood from class 9, Dr. Kalam's Wings of Fire autobiography. He has mentioned the way it was very famous. The way he also contributed to take the idols of lords inside where the marriages were there. Even another lesson, Ustad Bismillah Khan, Shehnai, the music of sound. How Shehnai was very famous in such events, right? So there are many incidents about the marriages that we have come across. Then another point, just general talk I'm sharing with you so that you will find little interest in the text, in the play, and you will find it very easy to understand. Many say that a girl should be less in age than the boy, right? I'll give you one reference from class 9, A Truly Beautiful Mind. Who is A Truly Beautiful Mind referred to in the text?
Albert Einstein.
Albert
Very
Einstein.
good. What did his mother say about the one who wanted to get married with her? And why he was rejected? There were two reasons, if you remember. What was the one?
Her age was more than him.
Yes, he was elder to him. And so Albert's mother did not want that she should marry or he should marry with her. Then another reason was she was as smart as Albert also. Both of them bookish, all the time just studying and doing research. Then who will cook for them, who will look after the babies. One that was also a concern, and so she did not want. By the way, now can you give some examples where such great personalities like celebrities they have married, with his or her spouse elder? What's any question you ask? But just for our information, we should know so that we can tell others also. Priyanka's husband, Ms. Priyanka Chopra, the celebrity, the heroine, is her husband elder or younger
Younger.
to her?
Younger.
Younger.
Very good. Do you know Sachin Tendulkar?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is his spouse elder or younger?
Younger.
His spouse younger? Sachin
Elder.
Tendulkar, sorry.
Elder.
Yes, he is elder to him, right? Did you know these things before, or I just told and you came to know? Did you find it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Good. I'll now introduce you to the text. Let's see what is there in the introduction, and then I'll read out the summary, and then we'll watch a video. Is it okay, dear students? Oh, hardly 4 minutes are left. Or shall I firstly play a video, and then we'll discuss the summary and the introduction in detail?
Sir, first play video.
Oh, video. Without video, our session cannot end, nor it can begin, right? I'm playing a video here for you all. You please watch it carefully. Meanwhile, anybody wants to ask or share something?
No, sir.
So, animation or play, what do you want to watch?
Animation.
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 Good. So, here is an animation that I'm playing. It may take little time, 5 or 6 minutes more. You please stay connected and watch it.
Yes, sir.
Now this is a surprise, my darling. How are you? Thank you.
I'll also mute myself and turn off video. You also mute yourself so that there won't be echo, right?
My dear fellow, whom do I see? I am extremely glad. Now this is a surprise, my darling. How are you? Thank you. And how may you be getting on? We just get along somehow, my angel, to your prayers, and so on. Go inside. Okay. You know, you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors, my darling. My dear fellow, why are you so formal in your get-up? No, I have come only to see you. I have come to you to trouble with a request. He has come to borrow money. Shan't give him any. Actually, I have come to ask the hand of your daughter in marriage. Say it again, I didn't hear it all. I have the honor to ask. My dear fellow. I'm so glad, and so on. Yes, indeed, and all that sort of thing. I have been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire. And I've always loved you, my angel, as if you were my own son. May God give you both his help and his love and so on, and I did so much hope. Do you think I may count on her consent? Why, of course, my darling, and as if she won't consent. She's in love. Edged, she's like a love, sick cat, and so on. Shan't be long.
Well, there. It's you, and Papa said, go. There's a merchant come for his goods.
How do you do, honored Lizzie?
You must excuse my apron and negligee. We're shelling peas for drying. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Won't you have some lunch?
No, thank you. I've had some already.
Okay. What's the matter?
I shall try to be brief. You must know, honored Lizzie, that I have longed, since my childhood, in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. My late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my land, always has the greatest respect for your father and your late mother. The Lomovs and the Chupukovs have always had the most friendly, and I might almost say the most affectionate, regard for each other. And, as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods.
Excuse my interrupting you. You say, my oxen meadows. But are they yours?
Yes, mine.
What are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours.
No, mine, honored Lizzie.
Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out?
How? I'm speaking of those oxen meadows, which are wedged in between your birch woods and the burnt marsh.
Yes, yes. They're ours.
No, you're mistaken, honored Lizzie, they're mine.
Just think, Ivan Vasilevich. How long have they been yours?
How long? As long as I can remember.
Really, you won't get me to believe that.
But you can see from the documents, honored Lizzie. Oxen meadows, it's true, were once the subject of dispute, but now everybody knows that they are mine. There's nothing to argue about. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandfather, in return for which they were to make spricks for her. The peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of the meadows for 40 years, and had got into the habit of regarding them as their own, when it happened that.
No, it isn't at all like that. Both my grandfather and great-grandfather reckoned that their land extended to burnt marsh, which means that oxen meadows were ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly.
I'll show you the documents, Lizzie.
Oh, I see. You were just making fun of me. This is a big joke. We've had the land for nearly 300 years, and then we're suddenly told that it isn't ours. Ivan Vasilevich, I can hardly believe what you're saying. These meadows aren't valuable. They only come to about 12 acres, but that's not the point. It's the unfairness. I can't stand unfairness.
Didn't you hear what I said? Your great-grandfather's peasants, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother, being a decent woman.
Who cares about all this grandfather's and grandmother's business? The meadows are ours, and that's all there is to it.
They're mine.
Ours. You can go on about it until you're blue in the face and you can wear 15 dress jackets, but I tell you they're ours, ours, ours. I don't want anything that belongs to you, and I won't give up anything of mine. Thank you very much.
Lizzie, I don't care about the meadows, but I am acting on principle. If you like, I'll give them to you as a gift.
If there is any giving to do, I'll do it, because they're mine. I cannot believe your behavior. Up to this we have always thought of you as a good neighbor and friend. Last year we lent you our threshing machine, which meant us putting off our own threshing till November. Now you treat us as if we were gypsies. Giving me my own land, indeed. In my opinion, that's not at all neighborly. In fact, I think it's downright insulting.
Then you think I'm some sort of land grabber? Never in my life have I grabbed anybody else's land, and I won't allow anybody to accuse me of having done so. Oxen Meadows are mine.
It's not true, they're ours.
Mine.
It's a lie. I'll prove it. I'll send my mowers out to the meadows this very day.
What?
My mowers will be there this very day.
I'll break their necks if they set foot on my land. Oxen Meadows are mine. You understand? Mine.
Please don't shout. You can carry on as you please in your own house, but here I expect you to behave as a gentleman.
If it wasn't for the excruciating palpitations and these throbbing murmurs ripping through me and my temples near bursting point, I'd talk to you in a different way. Oxen Meadows are mine.
Ours.
Mine.
I will inform my dad.
Yeah, you may.
Okay. Dad.
What's going on? What's all this shouting for? Uncle. Your daughter said that Oxen Meadows is yours. Excuse me. You have forgotten that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that, because the meadows were in dispute, and so on. And now every dog in the village knows that they're ours. It means that you haven't seen the survey plans. I'll prove to you that they're mine. You won't prove it. I shall. Why yell like that? You won't prove anything by yelling. I don't want anything of yours, and don't intend to give up anything of mine. Why should I? And furthermore, if you intend to go on arguing about it, I'd just as soon give the meadows over to the peasants than let you have them. So there. I don't understand. How have you the right to give away somebody else's land? I'll decide whether I have the right or not. Because, young man, I'm not used to being spoken to in that tone of voice, and so on and all that. I, young man, am many years your senior, so I ask you to speak to me without getting yourself into a state, and so on. No, you think I'm a fool and you want to take advantage. You call my land yours, and then you want me to talk to you calmly and politely. Good neighbors don't behave like that, Samir. You're not a neighbor, you're a land grabber. What's that? What did you say? We'll see. I'll have the matter taken to court, and then we'll see who it belongs to. To court? You go ahead and take it to court, and all that. By all means do. I know you. You're just looking for a chance to go to court, and so on. All your people were like that. Your family is famous for suing anybody and everybody. Lomov. Keep my family out of this. The Lomovs have always been honorable. Keep my family out of this. The Lomovs have always been honorable, law-abiding people, not like some I won't mention. Like your grandfather who was arrested for embezzlement, for instance. You Lomofs are crazy, all of you. Your grandfather was nothing more than a drunk, and your younger aunt, Anastasia Mihailovna, ran away with an architect. That's right, an architect and so on. And your mother was a hunchback. Oh my god, something's pulling in my side. My head is pounding. I need water. Your father was a gambler and a cheat. My left foot is paralyzed. You're a snake in A. Oh, my heart. And it's an open secret that before the last elections you bribed. My eyes are gone blurry. Where's my hat? It's low. It's dishonest. It's mean. And you're just a malicious, two-faced liar. Yes! I take your leave. He can go to hell.
The monster. First he takes our land and then he has the cheek to abuse us.
And to think that that upstart, that monkey brain has the confounded nerve to make a proposal, and so on and all that. A proposal.
What proposal?
Why, he came here to propose to you.
Propose to me? Why didn't you tell me that before?
That's why he was dressed up in that silly suit and all that. The stuffed sausage.
He came to propose to me? Oh my god. Bring him back. Oh my god. Get him back. Oh my god. Please make him come back.
Make who come back?
Quick, quick. Go. Go get him.
To be continued. Please like, share, and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications.
Hey, dear students, what do you think? Whose are those oxen widows? Yes? Anybody? Whose are those oxen widows? That is the question, right? Can you guess what might happen next? Anyway, we'll see tomorrow. I'll share with you the link so that you can, watch your video with the audio, that you can listen to the text and read it yourself. Fine. We have already exceeded 10 minutes. Is that enough for today, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.